this is Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about how the setting of where classical music is played impacts a listener's perception of the musical quality. So the first thing we're going to be doing is playing 3 different audio clips of 3 different accordion players, and you're going to guess which clip goes with which player. So the first clip that we have, or one of the clips that we have, will be by this accordion student that's playing in his home. One of the other ones will be an accordion street performer playing on the streets of Paris. And the third one will be Alexander Hrustovich, who's one of the most famous, world-renowned accordion players. Okay, so the first audio clip, see if you can guess which one it is, will be this. Okay, so if you think that it's the street performance on the streets of Paris, then you are correct. It's this guy. And we'll be playing another clip. Okay, and now maybe think for a moment. So if you guess that it's Alexander Hrustovich, you are correct. He's playing in one of the most famous halls in the world. And believe it or not, the last clip, which is this, that is actually the student performing in his home. So if you got all 3 correct, good for you, but obviously this was challenging because the accordion is an instrument probably most of us aren't familiar with. And so if we're trying to form a visual perception of the player based on their audio quality, it would be challenging for us because we're not completely familiar with accordion type of music. But you can start to see how people make visual associations with the quality of the music that's played. So next we're just going to do a little experiment, a little test on an instrument that's more well known, the violin. I'm going to play this recording and I want you to try to figure out if it's this street performer playing or this world-renowned musician Joshua Bell playing. So you probably guessed the world-renowned violinist Joshua Bell, and you are correct. But believe it or not, these are 2 images of the same person. And so Joshua Bell was part of a Washington Post experiment conducted in 2009, where they dressed him up as an incognito street performer.
And then he performed at L'Enfant Plaza, which is at downtown Washington, D.C., and thousands of people walk right past him.
Yeah, so he was dressed up, like I said before, as an incognito street performer, and he played about a dozen of his most famous pieces, but he was disguised so nobody could see who he was. And the point of the experiment was to see whether people will notice that a world-famous musician is playing right in front of them on the street. And what the experiment actually found was that barely anyone stopped by and listened because they all thought that since it appeared to be a street performer, the music probably was associated with that level and wasn't at the professional classical level. So that's it for what we're talking about. Our conclusion is basically that the quality with which music is played has visual implications and vice versa, because when people see a professional musician, a classical musician in a hall, they expect a greater quality of music than on the street, but it is relative because music is relative. Thank you.